It is with great sadness that I share with you that on Thursday night this last week, beloved member, mother, wife, artist, friend, warm and joyful, brilliant and bright spirit, Yvonne Most passed away. Yvonne had been struggling with cancer for many months. Many of us met Yvonne first at the retreats where for so many years she would lead a workshop, one of the perennial favorites, teaching people how to decorate and paint gourds. Her joyful, warm, loving, and creative spirit was part of what drew us to risk to explore our own sense of beauty and creative abilities. Her wisdom and support, kindness and courage was infectious. A service in honor of her life will be scheduled and the timing shared. Our prayers are with Lee, her husband, and Raven, her daughter, who are with us today. She will be missed.
And so we have extinguished a candle, but Yvonne is part of the cloud of witnesses that crowd this place and hold us. Welcome, everyone. It's been a rough week. The world is stirring with resistance and evil and a joyful attempt to continue to rebuild the world we dream. And it's in the midst of all of that that we gather. And we gather this particular Sunday at the end of our formal church year before we head into summer when we will still gather for worship. But we mark this Sunday with a ritual. As many of you know, we start our church year with a water ingathering where people bring waters from their times of respite, their time of visits to family and sacred places of the summer. It's a reminder that we bring together all of our gifts and experiences into the shared community, like rainwater joining into rivulets and streams and gathered into an ocean with the power that oceans have. And then we launch into a year of all that we do and make together, and inevitably we are changed and we change one another in this life together. We rub off on one another. It's the alchemy of community. And so we end, before we launch into this summer, with the flower communion. You'll hear more about the symbols later. But you each, some of you have brought a flower, and there are some here too, symbols of the beauty that we each bring to this community. And in that spirit, we gather. But at this particular juncture in the church year, I in particular want to thank people who make this hour possible every Sunday. To our AV team, Eric Shackelford and Shuli Ong, who operate our cameras, along with Eli Boshears and often Francisco Castellano, under the direction of the one and only Jonathan Silk. Woo! Even the dogs are happy. And our sextons, that fancy church word for custodians that I love, have also every Sunday readied the building. Thomas Brown and Calvin Jones and Matias Salazar Pineda and Francisco Castellano, under the leadership of Dan Barnard, our facilities director. Woo! The dogs are happy with them too. And we have our flower goddesses, Amy Kelly, who's responsible for today's meadow of flowers, and Judy Payne and Carrie Steer Salazar and Athena Papadakos, the only one who actually has a goddess's name. So to our flower goddesses, we give thanks. Woo! And our choir, whose voices descend from the heavens upon us, and Bill Gans, who accompanies them, and our soloists, Akane Ota and Nancy Munn and Andrew Kessler and Ben Rudiak Gould, with the leadership and under the leadership of Maestro Mark Sumner. And our organist who shakes the walls with timeless music that rings out from over 3,000 pipes and literally pulls out all the stops regularly. Reiko Oda Lane. Woo! And her gorgeous bell choir, who's a crowd favorite too. Thank you all. And our worship associates with their creative partnership in leading all we do, and our affiliated ministers who preach, and our retired ministers who preach, and our fantastic greeters who are often the first face people see, letting them know that we're so glad that you took the risk to be here and walk in these doors, and our faithful ushers who hand them a program and answer all kinds of questions and take their offering and bid them farewell. And leading that group of ushers, and literally, I don't think missing a day this last year, coming early, she walks every pew to make sure it's ordered and ready, and then walks them again when the service is over, and so kind and so competent is someone I want to draw particular attention to. So Linda Messner, where are you? Can you come in? Linda Messner. Can you come down, Linda? Linda, you are our star, and we have a gift for you. It's in the Minister's Book Group, a book on awe that we'll be reading in the fall. And so you have all summer to read it. And so I want you to know that we have awe and gratitude for you that is immeasurable. Yay. Thank you, Linda. And finally, for all of you who get out of bed most Sundays, or at least get your computers running if you're joining us from home, and get dressed most of the time, I think. I don't know what happens at home, but brush your teeth or hair. You know, you all look gorgeous when you arrive, and you bring your sweet selves. And thank you for making this the community that it is, and worship the collective connection and time of shared singing and prayer and thinking, and just the holiness and the reassuring presence of being together. So thank you. Hip, hip, hooray to you also. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So if you are here, whether you're joining us remotely or you're here in 3 dimensions, flesh and spirit, I hope you have an order of service. If you're joining us remotely, there's someone who can answer your questions. If you're here for the first time, there's a connections form, either linked in online or here in a pew in front of you, thanks to Linda, that will let you get our Wednesday online newsletter, which will help you stay connected to all the opportunities for connection and service and witness. Please join in anything and everything that interests you, and we're so glad you're here. And with that, let us take in the harvests of this year.
Now is the time to light our chalice. If you are at home and have a chalice that you would like to light along with us, please bring it forward and get ready to do so. I ask you to join me in the chalice lighting words as printed in your order of service. We light this chalice for the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of commitment. We light this symbol of our faith as we gather together.